Most of us, and the people around us, are fairly normal despite our different sizes and shapes. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are tall, short, fat or skinny. But sometimes nature has a different fate for some people, and they turn out to be incredibly unique and different. We found 5 unique and courageous individuals that never stopped growing, and even parts of their body that refuse to stop growing past their normal size legs, nose, and even lips point. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications and you'll be the first to know when a new video comes out. Let's begin. Number 1. Sultan Kozan. According to Guinness World Records, Sultan is the world's tallest man, measuring 8 feet 8 inches tall. Apparently he is still growing, as in 2009 he measured 8 feet and 1 inch tall. Kozan suffers from gigantism, however he ended up having a procedure that stopped him from growing any taller, but he will stay the same height. Because of his huge size and carrying around his 330-pound frame, he gets tired easily and has to walk with a cane. Besides being the tallest man, he also holds the record for the largest hands of the living person, and the tip of his middle finger to the wrist measure 11.2 inches. He also held the record for the largest feet, with both of his feet measuring around 1 foot and 2 inches. Number 2. Brock Brown. This man was born a normal child, however as he started to grow it was obvious that there was something different about him, as Brock seemed to be growing at a much faster rate than his friends. By kindergarten the young boy was already towering over his fellow kindergarteners at 5 foot 2 inches tall. The average height of a kindergartner is just a little under 4 feet tall. In fact, he was almost as tall as his mother at this point. At the age of 5 years old, Brock received a rare diagnosis from his doctors that affects about 1 in every 15,000 people. Doctors finally determined that he had a hereditary condition called Otsoto syndrome, which is also referred to as cerebral gigantism. Some of the doctors told Brock's family that he might not live past his teenage years. When he was 18, he was in Guinness World Records for being the tallest teenager at 7 feet 8 inches. He still hasn't stopped growing, and no one knows if he ever will, but he has exceeded the doctor's life expectancy, and he is still growing at a rate of 6 inches a year. Number 3. Brahim Tequila. He's the tallest man from Morocco and stands 8 feet 1 inch tall. Born January 26, 1982, Brahim grew normally just like any ordinary child until he reached the age of 13, when his rapid growth started. He has the largest feet in the world according to the Guinness Book of Records. His left measuring 1 foot 3 inches in length and his right 1 foot 2.76 inches. He has appeared in a couple of films due to his very tall height. His enormous height also places him as the world's second tallest living man, 2 inches behind Sultan Kozan of Turkey, who stands at 8 foot 3 inches. Number 4. Vikas Sapol. This native resident of India was said to be the tallest man that ever lived, and was born in 1986. On January 2004 he was reported to be 8 feet 3 inches tall, and was still growing. Vikas was also known as Vicky Abab, and was from the Haryana state of India. Some photographs were taken of him by the Hindu on September 25, 2006 at a rally held by the Indian National Lockdown. He was said to measure 8 feet 9 inches tall. There are some unconfirmed reports and some confusion about when he would have stopped growing at 18 years old. However, if the reports are correct, then he didn't stop growing and had picked up another 6 inches in height. Vikas could have been considered the world's tallest living man, but the Guinness Book of Records has strict verification criteria and did not yet measure Vikas off. It was also claimed that he had hands that were 13 inches long and feet 19 inches long. Number 5. Robert Smith. This man was born by cesarean section, and doctor said he would only live for a month as he was born prematurely. Robert was diagnosed with hydrocephalus, which is a condition where there is an accumulation of cerebrospinal fluid within the brain. By the time he was 2 years old, he had 8 surgeries to drain the fluid from his brain. At the age of 10 he had a titanium plate inserted into his head, before being diagnosed with Proteus syndrome at 16. Pervious syndrome results in bone overgrowth. This overgrowth is usually asymmetrical, so corresponding body parts are not affected in the same way. He had 21 more bones in his hand than a normal person would have. He was also diagnosed with gigantism before Robert passed away. Because of the debilitating conditions, he was 7 feet tall and was still growing and had undergone 74 operations. An interesting fact, if you are familiar with Joseph Merrick, who was called the elephant neck, it is now thought this was the condition that, if affected him rather than neurofibromatosis. We hope you enjoyed this video and want to remind you to make sure you are subscribed and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when a new video arrives. We appreciate you and want to thank you for watching.